I said, put some Freon in there, because Freon don't freeze. She'll be all right, as long as she don't drink.
Warm water, if not,
She'll die, man. Thank you for your care and your concern. Don't we appreciate this concern? I would certainly like to send out our condolences for those in Connecticut whose children have been killed in the elementary school shooting today. I certainly hope that somehow, some way, you can understand how we felt for a number of years now. Isn't that right? This ain't our first rodeo. You know, they build their schools and put them away secluded and hide them from us so we can't find them. And the people that victimize them is one of their own. Isn't that right? Truth of the matter being told, they say that's Tony Smith. He always finds some way to kick them when they're down. No, I'm trying to kick you back up on your feet. Just trying to let you realize, you know, when you look at all the massacres you've done, I mean, I wish we had this much care and concern when the 4 little girls were killed in Birmingham, Alabama. Isn't that right? I wish we'd had this kind of care and concern when Medgar Evers was shot and Dr. Martin Luther King. So many of our people that have been tragically killed by these people, even today, you know, by their police officers, nothing but gangs with guns and badges on now. They got colors too. Isn't that right? Just like they talk about the Serenos and all these other groups wearing black and wearing blue and wearing red, where they get their police officer colors too to go wear. And weapons, legally, to go out here and gun our people down. We know it's not all of them, but the truth of the matter of it being told, you know, I'm not surprised. Unlike a whole lot of people with a lot of tears and hollering and can't believe it. I can't believe that you came to Africa and took people that were free and made them slaves and forced them on ships and brought them here and tossed some overboard in order that you can still bring a load over and be able to sell them. People that were sick, people that were free. And then after you got us here, you hung us and you beat us, you lied to us, you burned our houses down with us still in them. So I'm not surprised. Again, I tell America again, shame on you. Shame on you. Even as Malcolm X told him, look like your chicken still coming home to roost on you. Isn't that right? And it's not that we don't have any care or concern, because certainly any time a life being taken is always a tragedy, it's always a sad event. But nobody cares when it's us. Whether it's Corey Ward of Atlanta, Georgia, who was killed by the police, or whether it was Kathy Johnson, or whether it was a young man down in Columbus, Georgia, who was shot by the police twice in the back of the head while facing the ground, who committed no criminal act. Nobody cares. Trayvon Martin or anybody else. Nobody cares when our people get murdered or get massacred. They always want to know, what did they do? If I went and asked, what did those kids do, they'll run me out of America. I went and said, well, did the kids play any part in it? Could they have made fun of the man? But when Rodney King was beat, they want to know what happened. I want to know what happened to 20 seconds before that. If I went and said that's what they want to know, the jury wanted to know. They said it was hard to convict. When I look at the police beating the man on the ground, helpless, and constantly beating him and shocking him, the only thing got me worried was what was going on the first 20 seconds of that tape. But when it's one of theirs, that's the kind of compassion we have. People of color, and you might not see it that way, because some of the people that's going to criticize me and be my biggest critic going to be people that look like us. When I just bring some things to light, see, we compassionate. It don't make us no different. We're not sitting around and we're not glorying saying some Caucasian kids were killed, or any race, whatever color they were. We don't think at all it was right or justified or justifiable. It's just a mere fact. Why we can't get the same concern for you when one of ours are being murdered, massacred, falsely accused, in prison, or beat. Isn't that right? Amen. Listen, man, it's going to be out. The president going to call him. He's going to make a special trip down there next week. Did he go down to see Trayvon Martin's mother? Is he going to Jacksonville to see the other little young man who was murdered? And amazingly, just so happened to have a picture of him with a hoodie on. I wonder where they show us those little white Caucasian kid with hoodies on. Oh, that'd be a trap. America lose their darn mind. Isn't that right? Listen, when the tower fell in New York, because there were predominantly Caucasian kids, President Bush immediately invoked and passed that people should give them $1 million. Because your insurance, then you know, you have what is it I'm looking for in your insurance policy? Clause in your insurance policy. Do y'all not know that your insurance policy does not pay if you killed in a war or if you killed in an act of terrorism? But do you not know the American people paid $1 million to every one of those people that lost somebody in those buildings? Because they were predominantly Caucasian. See, there's always something made up for them. Nothing made up for you when you lose your home. So if I go and I was killed tonight in the liquor store or in the convenience store, why my wife can't get $1 million? Me dying ain't tragic unless it's by something that they can get some credibility trying to show whites being victimized or Caucasian. Why my family can't get $1 million check? All I'm saying here again, folks, let me go home. Because even in your tragedy, I still don't see justice. I'll just be honest with you. I don't see no justice. I'm still trying to figure out how is it we getting our murdered and massacred every day, and we can't get this kind of news coverage. We got to go get Al Sharpton. Amazing, they ain't got to go pick up David Duke to get him up there to get them no publicity. They ain't got to pay nobody. The news media ain't going to never leave that. They said, oh, body's still laying in there. And they cried at them poor little bodies. Why didn't they have this kind of mind when them girls were killed in Birmingham, Alabama? They weren't no poor little bodies. Just kids. I wonder did the president cry back then? Lyndon Baines Johnson or anybody else they got. I wonder if they had the whole couldn't hardly talk for wiping tears. It's on us. Are we that kind of compassionate people? We just can't stand to see master being hurt. Even if it's his own kids. You know the sad part, the truth be told about it, a lot of these people who kids go out here and murder and massacre, they know their kids ain't nothing but killers from babies. They train them how to be killers. Before the kid can start walking or talking right, they take them deer hunting, try to train them how to go and kill a defenseless deer. Once you get a deer the gun and once you let him chase you around through the wood. Now, I'm not condemning people hunting to survive, but when you just go kill something to cut some horns off the head of it, why don't you just cut a tree down like you're Lion George Washington? Isn't that right? I don't have a problem with hunting for survival. They'll go catch a fish, and they think they some kind of great environmentalist because they let it go. And now you find out that they done more harm to the environment because once the fish is let go and put back in the water, although he swims off, he has a heart attack and die. Let me stick a hook in your mouth and drag you from that door over here. Even I pull it out, your heart gonna bust later. See, they always justify themselves in whatever they do. You think that boy mama who killed her. See, this come back to why we got to discipline our children. Because he killed mama first. See, mama know this was a killer when she raised him. When the boy went and started cutting all the heads off the cats, and the cats didn't belong to him, these were signs then. When you see them start going there and cut grandma's foot off, you know something wrong with them. Isn't that right? These people know these kids are great. Like the Menendez boy, nobody's surprised but you, but these people already know they're raising killers and murderers, and they can't discipline, they can't whip them, and now they want to stop whipping our kids so our kids can look like their kids. That way we can stop talking about their kids. What color was the man just went in the mall the other day with a Jason mask on and a gun and just started shooting people? If he was black, he'd have been pulled over and shot before he made it in the mall. I mean, I would have thought it was just an average day. White man with a Jason mask on, Friday the 13th, number 19 finna come out, and he come stalking through the mall with a rifle. I just kept shopping too. Because they see it every day in their homes. It's happening all the time. They covered up a white secluded school hid somewhere back in the wood. Why my elementary school can't get special alarm at 9 o'clock, they lock, and you have to be buzzed in? Oh, they don't have them at my kid's school. This is an all-white school. You shouldn't have that. You shouldn't have no need for that security, would you? That the doors automatically lock. You got to hear the buzz and be buzzed in after 9 o'clock in the morning. It automatically locks down the school. Oh man, what's that boy from Lean on Me? What's the name? Not seeing. What's the principal? Joe Clark. They cut the food and he changed it up. He said, "I'm trying to keep these drug dealers out of my school." They made him a maniac. They made a maniac. Say, used to call me Crazy Joe. Now they call me Batman. When he was interviewed, you know what the funny thing was about it? He said, "I never said that." But it was funny to us, though, wasn't it? They lie on us all the time. We sit back, all I'm looking at, and again, my deepest condolences to the family for the loss of your children, and even the adults, to the husband and the wife that were killed. But somebody's to blame. America's to blame. America's to blame. Isn't that right? Listen, they built, they've established, they stole, they've lied off the bodies of the so-called American Indians, off the so-called Negro. It's only natural. It's got to come back to you now. And they'd have loved for it to have been a nigger. It'd have made plenty of sense had it been a nigger. Made plenty of sense. But when it's one of theirs, we still got them. Right at this time, you know what we can't do? We can't give out any names. It's something to investigate. This time it's just not good to give out a whole lot of detail and no names can be called. But had he been black, we'd have been had his name, his mama them, his brother them, his uncle them. Everything already been public. Whether it was true or not, we'd already had it. That's just the American dream and how it works. Isn't that right? Ain't the Lord good? Not that people die, that hopefully everybody will wake up and maybe in some small way, somebody will turn to God before it's everlasting too late. The whole country is going to hell in a handbasket. And no matter what happens, you know what? These ignorant people are going to steal Christmas shop. I've been telling people, stay out these malls. I'm telling my members, ain't no deal. Leave these people alone. The people already marked it up 400% and 500%. Ain't no deal for you. Stay your ignorant behind out the mall. We got to be smart in these people. You setting yourself up and they're going to confuse you with these Christmas people, you're going to get yourself killed. I sat between two weirdos now, both of them whole house lit up. I'm just waiting for them to get broke in and come at me what happened, why nobody breaking mine. Said, first of all, ain't no dumb nigga. Because that tree and all them lights said, come and get it. In Las Vegas, you know what they need, what they use to get people to come into them casinos? Lights. Because people, you know what, it traumatizes. It makes them fantasize and they want to come in and be with the action. Your whole house said nothing but action. Mine said, that nigga, that's struggling. And don't used to mess with mine. They breaking my house, they going to feel bad. They said, I might need to leave him something. I need to leave him a little something. I see he having a hard time this year. But like I said, you know, don't let your heart be so overcharged. Isn't that right? We certainly don't harbor any hate for no race or no nationality. All I'm looking for is why we can't get that same care and concern when it's one of ours. Kathy Johnson, her family could have used it when her house was riddled with 100 bullets, a 98-year-old woman who we were told was a drug dealer. She was a drug dealer who shot 3 police officers straight from her sleep. The woman had better aim than every Navy SEAL. Listen, had they had her, we could have been killed Bin Laden. Wake up from a cold sleep and drop 3 police officers. We got special force people can't even do this stuff that she did. All they've done to us is lied to us, made mockery of us. And now we're looking at all the trauma that they go through, all the things that come back on these people. Just sit back and watch. They shall proceed no further. Greece's economy ain't going to never get on their feet. These people indigenized us. These people slaved us, enslaved us. These people lied to us. These folks demonized us. Italy, Greece, America, Egypt, and Iraq. They trouble just started. The hypocrite, these false pretenders over in Israel, Israeli, they really crazy. These people going to get theirs. The people in Syria, they own part of our land, Damascus. That belonged to the Jews. God not fitting with these people. The Palestinians in Gaza, that belonged to us. Just sat back and let God do his thing. After a while, these folks will be ready to pay us to get out of here. It won't be much long. After a while, they'll see it's not going to be fruit. They're going to do just like Pharaoh. They're going to be willing to give us what we want, and they're going to say, y'all going to have to get out of here. He did it before. He did it before. He's already plagued them. How many more say, God, listen, he did the same thing to Pharaoh. He hardened their hearts that they will not let us go. But after a while, these people are going to come and they're going to let us know, you and your people, y'all need to get out of here. Ain't that right? Y'all need to get out of here. And we just waiting on them. Ain't the Lord good? I thank the Lord tonight for his goodness and his mercy. Come on, Brother Brandon. Where's on the veil at? Mr. Holler out. Let's see how it work out. Shirt, go with his suit, go with his suit. Socks look like they mad. Must be a special day. Ain't that right? Y'all all right tonight? Talk with y'all a little bit. Don't let your heart get to him. You glorifying them people getting killed. That's a lie from hell. It's wrong. And that right is wrong. It's wrong too when black babies being killed, being murdered, being massacred. Whether it's by our own people is wrong. Isn't that right? We got to stop victimizing ourselves, and you do it because you don't know who you are. Anytime you take a people and oppress them, they don't have no identity, what you think you're going to do? Let me tell you, you give me every rogue scholar they got. I said rogue scholar. I know you call them rogue. I said rogue because they stole all their knowledge. Give me every rogue scholar they got. Give me every genius they got. And let me go take them and drop them in the Dun Hill or Hiroshima somewhere back out in the bushes over there in Africa. And let's see how they act. And with their suit and their tie on. Let me see how long they stay sophisticated. They're going to live like barbarians to try to survive. They're going to rip them suit. They're going to rip them pants and make shorts off of them. They're going to get rid of them shoes and get some. They're going to let them run. And they're going to sit around. They're going to mark us. We surviving. We in survival mode. Isn't that right? That's all we're going to do. You took us from where we naturally, from our natural habitat, which means we got to learn to adapt over here. Any animal you take out of any other, what is it I'm looking for? Habitat, and put them somewhere, you got to learn to adapt or you're going to die. So it's on the natural I'm going to try to kill. I'm going to try to rob. Whether it be somebody that look like me, I'm trying to survive. Now I got to come back and give our people knowledge. Ain't that right? Let us know we don't have to live like barbarians and coons and monkeys and apes in order to survive. All we got to do is serve the true and the living God.
That's right.
We don't owe these people nothing. We try to look like them and live like them and try to talk like them. All that they put on is just a facade. Inside, they soulless. I know you soulless. You want to kill a man because of his color? You soulless. You hate me and I done nothing to you and you victim. How am I going to go rape a woman and hate her and I raped her? Anything she ought to hate me. I'm the one committed the wrong. I ain't in no position to try to go and condemn the person I raped. I don't even nod at where his criticism is. When he called me nigga, I said, thank you, sir. Thank you kindly, sir. Y'all all right? Amen. I told brother Mike he going to be struggling to hold on. I can see him now. That feel right? He said, but I don't want to go to sleep. You fighting that thing, though. Isn't that right? I might have put that foot on a mosquito wrestling jacket. That thing be so little you can't hardly sleep. That thing be like, he got to stay woke. Y'all all right? Amen. Tabitha sitting there looking like, I hope he don't get kicked out. I'm just finna get in, ain't it? All right, we thank the Lord. We do always rise and give honor to the Most High God, whose name is Yah.